So, welcome back to the Heart Work podcast, guys. Today I have a special guest, my very first guest on this podcast. And his name is Dimitri Oliver Brouard. Tell us a little bit more about
Olivier.
yourself.
Olivier.
Olivier.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here and I'm ready to tune in with Alo. She has a lot of great work stuff and great work stuff. What the fuck am I saying? A lot of shit planned and just stay tuned for it.
I love it. I love it. So, wait, tell us, like, who are you, bro? Where'd you come from?
Where'd I come
Like,
from?
go deep into who you are.
So I'm Dimitri. Right now I'm a brand supply planner for a cosmetic company and you know, I'm 24 and I'm just living life, I have a dog, I have a family, and I don't know what else.
Well, okay, well, very nice. How old are you?
I said 24 already.
Okay, word. Um, yeah, me and Dimitri have known each other for how long now? Like 7 years?
8 years.
8 years, yeah. So we've known each other for a pretty long time. We went to high school together. Did I know you at all in middle school?
No, probably
No.
not. I was
Okay,
ugly,
we went to
so.
high school together, and we still remain friends even after high school. At one point, me and Dimi actually dated. We were in a relationship in what, sophomore year?
Sophomore year, I was a junior.
Sophomore year, he was a junior, and yeah, it didn't work out, but here we are, besties. What?
It shit works.
Go. No, but this, I'm glad that he's here today because we have a really good topic. We discussed a lot of different things that we wanted to talk about. And the one thing that we came to conclusion we wanted to do for today's podcast was get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Um, and as always, we're going to start off with some affirmations. We have two that each of us came up with. So, Dimi, you can go first for your first one, and then I'll go next
You
for
got
mine.
them. You
You
want
want
to
me
just
to
read
do
them?
them?
Yeah.
Okay, so mine is everything is always working out in my favor. The one that has your initial on it is yours.
Everything will fall into place.
And then another one I chose was I will not worry about things I cannot control.
I'm loved for being who I am and just for existing.
Period. Okay, so moving on from the affirmations, to get right into the topic, get comfortable with the uncomfortable. So, I do you want to start or should I start?
I'll let you start.
All right. So my first point that I wanted to make when talking about getting comfortable in an uncomfortable situation is being comfortable with rejection. And I want to relate it more towards real estate for me because I feel like being a real estate agent, you have to be very comfortable with everybody rejecting you, especially when you door knock. People don't want to open the door. People want to tell you, I'm not interested. They don't give you the time of day. And you have to have like thick skin for you to be able to take that rejection and keep it going and not letting that one specific person ruin what you're here to do. And that's ultimately finding the right seller, the right buyer in order for you and that person to connect and ultimately sell the house or buy them a house and you get a good outcome out of it. You get paid for that, they get a beautiful house or they end up selling their beautiful house and also get a bag from that. And if you continue to allow rejection to just become a normal, then you'll never ever fail because no matter who rejects you, you're just going to keep going. You're just going to keep wanting to find the next person, the next idea, the next opportunity to be able to keep going with your success. Rejection won't end up being like the ultimate uh point where you're like, this is it, I'm not going any further. Like, so and so didn't want to give me the opportunity. Betty said she doesn't want to sell her house. Fucks with it. Like, now I'm just gonna fucking go home and go to bed. But no, ultimately that's rejection has to become a you have to be comfortable with rejection. You have to be comfortable with people saying no. And then what's your
Wait,
own
so
point?
hold on. So, how often do you get denied
Rejected.
at door knocks, And how do you
So
take it when you get denied?
actually, with door knocking, I haven't had somebody say no to me yet. I've had one person,
Hmm.
and that was actually here in Morton. So I was making calls, and one girl or a lady, I should say, she opened. No, well, her husband opened up the door. She told me, "Come over, let's meet up in person. I can't hear you over the phone." I was like, "Sure, why not?" I literally hopped in my car, come home, and I'm grabbing my door hangers. I go to her house and her husband opens the door instead of her. And he's like, no, 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 we're not interested. No, 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 no. And he literally doesn't even open the door all the way to like say, oh, let me go get my wife. Nothing. He's just, no, 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 we're not interested. No, 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 no. And he shuts the door on me and I just walk away. I was like, oh, all right. That was my first ever time being rejected like that. And dude, it like burns inside. It's like,
I would have
oh,
went home and took a nap.
yikes. Oh my god. And I wasn't even door knocking the whole like block. It was just I went to her house specifically because she wanted to talk to me. So I was like, all right, cool. But it just like I came home and then I was like, you know what, that was good because it kind of eased me into like the rejection part of real estate. And you're gonna get denied so much. Over the phone though, I get people who literally just hang up on me. I'll spiel my whole thing. Hey, I'm Alondra from Waker Realtors in Mountain Lakes. And then as soon as they hear Waker Realtors, boom. Some people will give you the time of day and they'll let you talk and then they're like, well, why are you calling me? Do you have nothing better to do? Like,
This is my job, sir. I'm
yeah,
trying to get paid.
I'm trying to get paid, dog. You don't want to sell your damn house. But no, yeah, it's tragic. Sometimes it really is. Like even when I have a hard day and I have to go in the office and make calls, I'm like, fuck, yo, like I have to deal with rejection on top of what I'm already
Hmm.
feeling. So it kind of I beat myself up a little bit because it's like fuck, some days are harder than others, but I still get it done, and that's really what you have to get comfortable with. Like if you're uncomfortable with how you're feeling that day, and if you're uncomfortable with making calls as a real estate agent or as I don't know, some other jobs that require you to have to door knock or have to go out there and actually chase your bag, you have to be very comfortable with rejection, regardless of how you might feel. It builds character, guys. That's all I have to say. Well, how do you feel? How do you get comfortable with the uncomfortable, Dimi?
So for me, I'm very like content with a lot of the shit right now. So just being comfortable in a sense, you don't want to be comfortable in any situation. It really builds character. So for me, I'm gonna close that.
Yeah, you can close that. I feel like it's kind of like going into the mic a little bit.
So yeah, for me, basically like recently I graduated college and I got a job and I was very comfortable with it. I lived 5 minutes away, you know. I was still applying to other jobs, but didn't hear anything. You know, you get denied, and everything is asking for 5+ years experience, but you only have two, and it's just like, where do you want me to get this experience from if I can't get it anywhere else? You know, like no one's willing to take a chance on someone that's willing to learn, and that's hard to like adapt to. So I got a job opportunity recently, and it's 45 minutes away from my house, and it's a
Yikes.
big commitment. I wake
Commute?
up earlier. I'm stuck in traffic in the morning, stuck in traffic at night. And my mom told me, and my mom is very someone I look up to, like hard body, and my sister as well. And my mom told me the only way to get experience is to get out of your comfort zone. So she said, I think this is a great opportunity. You should take it. And I was very iffy about it. Like I hate change. I hate adapting to new situations. But in general, like you have to get out of that like situation. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck in it forever. So in that situation, I took it. I took the job, and now I'm still adapting. You know, I'm still uncomfortable because I don't know everything to the 100% max yet, and I'm still learning. So it's just going to take some time to get used to and adapt and learn everything quickly. But I'm willing to learn. That's the thing. If you're willing to learn, you can really do any job out there. Anything you put your mind to, anything that you can envision, really, you can do it because a lot of people just don't like see their dreams out there and they don't put it out into existence. So like if you can't chase it, you're going to be stuck in the same position you are.
Yo, facts. Honestly, I want to like piggyback off of what you were saying with starting a new job. And I feel like even with me in real estate, like in the beginning, I was super uncomfortable getting to know so many new people because these people have been in the industry for
Years.
multiple years. Yeah. And they know what they're doing. I'm walking in there and I'm asking questions about the minimalistic things that they're like, what, girl? Come on. And so I was uncomfortable with that, but they don't reply to me like that. They don't respond to me in that kind of negative way. They're there to teach, and I like that. I like being around people who are uplifting because it makes that uncomfortable feeling so much easier to deal with. And they know what I'm going through because they went through it at one point, which is why I don't understand why some people need so many years of experience because it's like at one point you were at zero. So who
That's what I'm
took a chance
saying.
on you?
That's what
Why
I'm
can't you take a
saying.
chance on me?
That shit is like entry level. It'll be an entry level job, and it's just like, bro, like you are the bottom of the chain. Why are you asking for 5 years experience? Like, where am I gonna get it from? You know, like McDonald's. Like, what do you want me to do? Like,
Right.
I've got experience. Like, I work, but and honestly, telling off what you said, it's like you don't want someone that doesn't ask questions because people that ask questions, like, I be at my job every day. I swear, like, they find me annoying 100%. I ask every single one of my coworkers like different questions. I go to different ones so I don't annoy them as much. So I'll go to
Yeah.
like I'll go around the cubicles and ask them questions. But
What do you do?
me,
Yeah, like what is exactly your job?
so I'm a brand supply planner. So it's a cosmetic company. So we fill and we batch and we have raw materials there. So we take the raw materials, we make it into a formula, and then we batch it. So that's like mixing it and everything.
Oh,
And then
sure.
they send the bottles and then it fills it. So we have a warehouse and I'm upstairs doing all like the interior stuff on the computer.
Interior, like,
So like work orders and stuff like that, purchase orders. So they
okay.
place it like for how many pounds. I have to figure out like if the components are there, which are like the bottles, pumps, caps, and if they need labels and all that stuff. So
What comes right after that?
what do you mean?
Like, what's the position above you?
So above me would be like the manager, obviously, and
Okay.
then the next step, which is like eventually what I want to get to, is the director. So when you're a director, like I'm in the supply chain field. So if you're a director, you're making a good amount of money, like
Wow. And
easy.
there you're just kind of telling people what to do. Or what do you
Basically,
do
like
as a
we
director?
deal with like a bunch of other departments. So like I do my paperwork and I send it to that department. So it's basically relaying off me. So what I do is has to be done first in order for everybody to continue the process, like a assembly line, really.
Okay. So it gets easier as you move up.
Yeah, as I like, I mean, not necessarily easier. It's more work, but I
Yeah.
mean, with experience, you'll be knowing what you're doing by then.
Yeah, okay. That's great. Moving on to my next point that I had, uh, don't shut down after rejection. So this kind of goes hand in hand with getting comfortable with rejection. If you shut down, I feel like after rejection, you're kind of like taking 5 steps back out of the 2 steps forward that you were just taking, and you're letting negative thoughts invade your success, your what ultimately you're trying to get accomplished here. So by allowing all this to manifest into a negative experience, you're not you're not making room to succeed, you're not making room for improvement, you're not making room for experience, you're not making room for lessons to be learned. So don't shut down after rejection. I feel like it's important that when you are rejected, it gives you more of it gives you more of a lesson learned. It gives you a picture of like, okay, well, I got rejected doing this. How can I like change that to be a little bit different? Or how can I like tweak it so that next time instead of being rejected, I can start a conversation. And even if they reject me, then at least I got to have a genuine conversation with this person before they shut the door on me. But don't get negative right after you get rejected. Don't shut down. Don't come home and tell yourself how shitty of a salesperson you are and how you're not gonna make it, and oh, I'm new to this and I'm never gonna get the hang of it. Like all those negative thoughts that invade your brain will make sure that you don't succeed. You will manifest it into your own failure.
I mean, in general, yeah. I mean, there's people that get overlooked all the time. They get rejected, don't even get an opportunity. But it's the people, it's the one person that can take a chance on you that sees the vision that you see. And that's all it really takes is that the one person. And you never know when you're going to meet that person. And that's why building connections is another thing that you should be doing out here. And it should be, doesn't matter who it is. If you see someone in the grocery line, you chop it up with them, have a good conversation. Who knows? You can get a business card. You can tell them what you do, find out what they do, and whatever. Connect on LinkedIn if that's that. But it's always good to at least put your name out there, put a face to your name, and just have people like
Yeah, you
look
never
for
know
you.
who
You
you're
never
talking
know. You
to.
never know. They might search
Yeah.
you up and be like, "Hey, do you want a job?" Like, you really never know. You could be talking to a millionaire. You could be talking to a YouTuber who's about to give you 1,000 stacks for no
Facts. You
reason.
could be talking to the next president,
That's what
bro.
I'm saying.
But that's so important. Connections are so important, and like it is so uncomfortable having to talk or get to know new people, especially if you're like, what do I talk about? What do I say? Like what are the right questions to ask? Is there a right question to ask? Like you start to like overthink the thought of meeting this person and like, oh my god, what if they think I'm lame? What if they think and this can even be like with dating. I'm not even gonna lie. So
Oh my
let me get
goodness,
comfortable
yeah.
with this one.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna get into it.
Go
So
ahead.
I have another point here that I put look at rejection as redirection, right? Because before we started the podcast, I was telling Dimi, I was like, I kind of want to talk about a time when I told this guy that I was feeling him. I had a crush on him,
Straight up.
and and I told him how I felt. Like I was like, I kind of been feeling you, and I'm not really sure where these feelings came from. And that was really uncomfortable to put myself out there like that because I didn't really know what was gonna come from it, and I was like, "Fuck, dude! Like, I have to get comfortable being uncomfortable in this situation right now." And
She's not used to being rejected.
shut up. I was scared of what the hell was gonna happen, so I ended up telling this guy, all right, well, I'm feeling you. I'm not really sure what it is. I just kind of have a crush on you. And he ended up telling me he had a girl. He was like, hey, I'm talking to someone and I have had a crush on you for a really long time. But now I'm talking to someone and I don't want to like hurt her feelings if I choose you and I don't want to choose you and then, or I don't want to choose her and then hurt your feelings. And I was like, listen, you stay with her. Like
Oh shit.
I'm not gonna be a homewrecker or like ruin what you already started with her. That's already something that you had going on. And ultimately, that rejection is like a redirection. And I was telling Dimi, you know what? Like it redirected me into a a different path, into like a different choice in men because I don't want to attract somebody that is flirting with someone else while I'm talking to them. I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to entertain somebody else while still, having somebody who you already are taking seriously. Um it's kind of lame. It's like it's not the energy that I want to attract. And we've been flirting. We had been flirting and so it's just like no, I don't want to attract somebody that this is the kind of response I'm gonna get. Like you were already hinting that you were into me, which is why I kind of felt the push to just kind of like, all right, the green light to tell you how I feel.
Green bean.
And then turns out you're talking to some girl, and it's just like awkward because like yeah, I was a little hurt. It did sting a little.
Hold on. Let me touch on this. She said she didn't want to ruin what already happened, so she said, "Yeah, go back to like whatever your girlfriend." But let me tell you, that shit was already done up when he said that I have feelings for you. So now he has feelings for you, and he has feelings for his current girlfriend. So like that shit is done up. Like I
Well,
mean, he might as well chose you at that point. You know what
they
I'm
weren't
saying?
really like boyfriend and girlfriend. They were talking. So I could see where like his point of view on like, all right, so I'm just talking to her, but like I can still flirt with you. But it's just like it's leading to something serious, I hope, like you're not fucking around, are you? So that's the kind of energy that I'm saying I don't want to attract. So, and that's what I mean by uh, why would I have stuck around to maybe later find out that's not the energy that I was into. Like now him and I are friends and we're cool. I see him here and there, but it's like I see how toxic he is. Like some things that he does or says and it's just like I'm kind of glad it didn't work out. I'm kind of glad that I was rejected because it probably wouldn't have led us to anything serious. It would have led us to just kind of realize, wow, we really aren't we don't our values are not the same, our beliefs are not the same. The way you carry yourself is not the way I carry myself. I don't know if you've ever been through that.
I get dubbed all the time, so it's all
Shut
good.
the hell up,
I
Dimi.
don't even shoot my shot. There's no point.
You're
There's no
hilarious.
point. I mean, in general, like I mean, I'm just the type of person that just be chilling, you know. I don't really like to shoot my shot, but I mean, then I'll go
You gotta
home,
get comfortable with the uncomfortable, dog.
yeah, and then just getting dubbed, and then walking away like, damn, and all your boys watching you like,
But
wow.
but you gotta get comfortable with the uncomfortable, bro.
No, I mean,
Those were definitely uncomfortable feelings though, because when I was rejected, I was so hurt, yo. I was like, damn. And at the time, like obviously you're into this person, so you're like, damn, yo, I just got
that's your problem.
dubbed.
She said, I'm into this person. You know, if you're just flirting, you know, like nothing should be with the heart yet. You get me?
I am a
Like don't.
sentimental
But
human
she
being.
is a softie, and
Shut up, you're a softie.
I'm a softie too. But like you got to block that part of your heart out real quick because you never know. Like who deserves it, who doesn't. And
No
then you're in a
facts.
situation where you're pouring out your heart to somebody that doesn't want it. So it's just like boom, and that'll be your problem.
Facts. Yo, I literally wear my heart on
You
my
do, and
sleeve.
that shit's so like easy to see.
Anybody that I like I really go full force with it.
Easy off rip, and I tell her, bro, I tell her you need to chill, just relax for a little bit. 2 weeks later, she's talking to someone else. It's like, all right, bro. Like, I guess you didn't listen to my whole like spiel that I was trying to tell you,
Well,
because yeah, I've
okay.
known you for 8 years, bro. Like, you're telling me like, come on, just enjoy.
I don't give chances easily, but when I do go
She's a
full
hundred percent.
force.
She's a
Yeah.
hundred. First day you slide in the DMs, she's already 100% locked in. So
Like,
just know that, boys. If you slide in the
yeah.
DMs, you better be 100% ready to
Shut the hell up.
commit. hundred
Shut the
percent.
hell up. Because it's not that like, oh my god, yeah, he's texting me. It could be some random. No, I'm not like just gonna give some random a chance. But like if I'm feeling them, there's and I see there's hope and I see how they move is like how I move, like if their values and their beliefs align, then yeah, I am definitely gonna I'm gonna take that leap to like be her or like allow myself to experience that kind of love if there is that kind of love. But I do wear my heart on my sleeve. Like I definitely when I give somebody a chance and I choose to like open up my heart, my apartment, my anything to anyone that I find attractive, that I have like some sort of like that that could be something special, then yes, I'm gonna wear my heart on my
How
sleeve
old are
for
you?
sure. 24.
She's 24, guys. 24 too.
Listen,
Just
I
just
hate
go
to
with the
be that
flow. I
person
know, I
though.
know, I know. She has the like
I hate to be
mindset.
that person that like, oh, I'm not gonna be like holding back. I hate holding back. Like you're gonna love me or like me for who I am, and it's just gonna be genuine and authentic. And if it doesn't align, then I cut it off. Like the same way that I catch feelings, I cut them off so quick, dude.
She's playing Mexican music off the morning wake up. So if you're not about that, then just don't even bother.
Bro,
She's
I
dancing
am
salsa at like 7 in the morning.
bro, I am definitely a simp. I am definitely a
You're a
simp,
munch?
bro. I am a munch.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yo, Timmy, shut the hell up, bro. You're the same exact way, dude.
when,
When you
when
get
was the last
when
time I was like that though? Please tell me.
I don't
Oh,
know.
all right.
See, that's the
All
thing.
right.
We don't talk. We don't discuss
I mean, I don't tell you
like
that, you know.
we
I
don't
mean, but
discuss that much about our love lives like that. Like when we see each other, it's mainly just like, yo, what up, Alo? What's up, Timmy? And like
I'm
it'll be like at like gatherings or like chiflada, like when we went to chiflada all together yesterday when we spent Memorial Day weekend at B White's. But like this is brand new to us, like us hanging out and having a podcast like this. We've done it like once or twice where we like smoke and chill and like get deep and like I'll tell you like, oh shit, I went through this with this guy and like it didn't fucking work out. But even still, like we're pretty uncomfortable with telling each other how we feel about other people. I feel like it's just like
because that's how you know I
awkward,
haven't found the person. That's how you know. Like,
you
I mean,
know? I
obviously,
know, and this guy's always like, Alo, I always tell you, like, don't catch feelings real quick. So I never really want to tell
listen.
him
Let me
because it's
tell
like,
you.
Demi,
Let
I
me.
catch feelings.
She
Like
does catch feelings, but
I
let me tell
simp
you. All right.
over the
So,
person I think is right.
shh, shh, shh. We have a friend group, right? So she starts talking to people. They come in and out of the friend group. So like, it's just like okay, brings them here. They're here for 2 times. They're here for like 2 gatherings. Gone. What happened? Where they at? Like that's what I'm saving from. I'm talking. If I'm talking to someone, I'll be like, you gotta like earn to meet my friends. Because if you're meeting my friends, you're here to stay. You know what I
Yo,
mean? Like
facts.
otherwise, I'm
That's
not bringing
facts,
you around
though.
my friends because like the fuck, I'm not gonna get them to like be like, oh, she's chill, whatever, and like they'll like fuck with the vibe, but like then it'd be gone in like 2 weeks. There's really no
Yeah.
point in
And no,
bringing
that's
them.
facts because I do feel like in the past I have rushed a lot of things I like just let my feelings kind of dictate everything, which is wrong. I absolutely agree. It is wrong because it now, like I'm talking to someone now,
Mm.
and I haven't brought them around. Obviously, you guys have may have seen him
Did I
maybe
meet him at
once.
Chiflada?
Yes.
All right.
So, and I didn't want you guys to meet him at Chiflada. That was the worst time,
He
bro.
parked
We
right in
were
front of
all
that shit. I
drunk.
mean,
We were all drunk, and it's like, this is how you're gonna meet my friends. I don't want you to meet my friends this way because I swear to God, we all look like degenerates right now. Like we all smell like fucking champagne and guado and fucking
I got
like
fucking sprayed with guado in the face.
everything. We just smell like straight up alcoholics. So yeah, but no, this time around, I've told myself like if I'm gonna talk to someone, I don't want to bring them around my friend group right away because of that. Because it's happened before, and Dimi has seen it, where I bring a specific person around, and I'm just like, guys, it didn't work out. And like I said, like I'm very quick to just cut shit out because I know what I want. I know what I like, what I don't deserve, and what I deserve. And even when I'm like a little bit confused about the person, it's just like I'm gonna wait it out a little bit and see if it works out. But if it doesn't, I just cut it out. Like no, I don't want that kind of energy around me. So some days like it'll be a fucking month, and they're like, oh, where's so and so? Oh, it didn't work out. And
That's
another
awkward.
thing, I never shut off my dating life. Like I don't want to shut it off. Sometimes I'm like, all right, I'll give myself like a couple months to just do my own thing, but I'll put myself out there again. I'm like, you know what? I kind of want to, I want to talk to someone. Maybe I connect or click with someone. And if I don't, then I don't. And if I do, then I do. But I keep it moving. Like, I just, I've learned to just let my feelings for somebody, if they're not aligning with me, just let them go. Let them go. Just drop it. Even if it hurts for a little while, I'll feel it out and then I'll just drop it. And
That's
I've
that's
learned
the
to
problem
just,
with that generation. Our generation doesn't know what love is, so
yeah,
trying to, I
that is
mean,
so true.
no one knows what that shit is. So I mean,
Our
so
generation is hard to find love in.
I'm
Like,
probably gonna be 35 and single,
mm,
two dogs.
I
But
can't.
nah, I mean, in general, like,
But you're like that right now. Oh, I don't want to. I don't want to share my feelings with somebody right away. But what if you're missing out on the right person because you don't show them who you really are?
so like I never like I mean like you could tell like I'm goofy off rip. I'm goofy. I'm just like about my cheese, like lately like life has been kind of hard, cuz like I got a dog and shit, so like my like going out life like has kind of like settled down and shit. So it's like I'm really not like I would say looking for it in a sense. Like there was times where you obviously look for it, but nowadays like the person will come to you. So like whether it's falling back, you talk to them for a little bit and shit ends, and then they come back later
But
on.
are you actively putting yourself out there? Because like you
Me,
can't just be like, oh, the right person will come along and you're sitting in your fucking room.
I'm in my room.
How's so? You think the right person gonna come knocking on your door?
That's why I go out here and there. You never
Okay.
know who you can mingle with. But it's just like that also like taps into the if you like when you're like I say desperate that you want somebody,
Mm-hmm.
like you're just like you want to find love, then you start spending money. Like you get me, you start going out to clubs, you're trying to meet people, you're spending like the whole weekend out, you're spending money, but then you're feeling like shit the next day because you drank. Like it's
Yeah.
just like why not avoid all that and just stay at home, save your money, and then when the right person comes around, then you'll be able to take them out and like spend money on them. Like
Yeah.
personally, like I don't like spending money like on like people that are gonna waste my time.
Yeah.
You get me?
Well, don't look at it as wasting your time necessarily because that's kind of how I looked at it before. And I feel like everyone just teaches you something that you might not even want. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's like certain people you meet that you're like, oh,
What
I don't
did
want
what
to
did what
waste my
did I
fucking
teach you?
time.
What did I teach you?
What? Tell me, tell me, tell me.
what did I teach you? I'm asking you.
Well, I don't remember.
Uh,
I want you to tell me what you're talking about. I don't know, bro. I honestly, for me, like, ever since I got divorced, it's just like I don't want to waste my time hurting myself with the wrong person. So, yes, I'm out there. Yes, I like to, put my dating life out there and like I share with my friends all the time like, yeah, this didn't work out with so and so. But I just keep it moving. It's fucking life. I'm 24. If I don't find the right person, I don't. But I'm not gonna shut it off. You know what I mean?
On
I
to the
don't
next
like,
one, like Jay
yeah,
Z.
like, next, like
Toodaloo.
Ariana Grande said, "Oh my God, that sound wrong. That sounds so wrong." But like, no, for real. Like, that's why some things only worked out for me for a month, for 2 months, for 4 months, because it's like I don't want to waste my time hurting myself if sticking around for the wrong person. But I'm also not going to like shut my doors and be like, "Oh, I don't want to talk to anybody," cuz I feel open enough to share my life and to share my friends and to share like myself with someone else. Like I feel like I'm there. I'm ready for it. And one thing I've learned throughout the dating experiences that I've had recently after divorcing is rushing, which is the one thing
She's
I
the
do
queen
remember
of
always,
that. Queen of that.
always, yeah, always telling him, like, yeah, I definitely rush into things. And I think it's because I'm so ready for something serious with someone that it's like I give everybody the benefit of the doubt whenever they give me the wrong or whenever they give me a red flag, and I'm like, I'll ignore it for this one. And
That's because
then,
you were married. Like that's the thing. Because like I feel
yeah,
like once you're married, like that's
I'm
all you
just,
look for. You
yeah,
know,
I
you
just look
want
for
that.
long
Yeah,
term.
you want shit that's not gonna like.
And I don't that's what I mean by this generation. That's what you're probably saying about this generation too. Like it's hard to find long term. It is. Like dating people right now is so hard because it's like you never know who has your best interest, and like that's why things for me don't last very long because I don't. As soon as you give me a fucking red flag, that's it. Like,
It could be the ugliest dude. You know what I'm saying? That could be your match.
yeah,
But what do you
facts,
know? What
bro.
do you know? You
But
know what I'm saying?
that's why I don't shut off. That's
Oh
why
nah,
I
but
just keep
like,
it moving.
all right, all right.
Cause my Prince Charming is fucking out there.
She's talking to him right now, so she's good.
Yeah, my Prince Charming, he out there right now. He's doing his thing, living his best life. And I
My
I always
princess is loading. I don't know where. I don't know
yeah,
where.
she's out there, bro. That's why I'm telling you. Like, I don't know. For me, it's definitely different than you. We're two different. I don't know how to say it. Like we think very differently in regards to dating. Like for you, you're probably like, no, I don't want to invite the wrong person in my life. For me, it's like it might be the wrong person, but
Fuck it anyway. That's what
fuck
you
it
said.
anyway. Yeah, like
Yeah,
if it
yeah.
is the wrong person, I won't ever get to the right person by just like, oh, I have to experience it. I have to go through it. I have to like walk, like I said in my last podcast, I have to walk through that darkness until I realize, okay, this person's just not for me. Um, and so far so good with this guy that I'm talking to, like, and that's what I like. I feel like I needed to kind of go through certain shitty situations to get to the right person because the right person's just not going to show up on my door, and the right person's not going to be the one person that I'm like, this is it. But for you it might be different. For you, you might get a sense of or a feel of what feels right to you, like you might meet somebody like earlier before we put on the podcast. You were telling me about the one girl you met and you're like, yeah, I was just not feeling it, and we weren't vibing. Like it was hard to even talk to her, hard to get
Hmm.
to know her. So it's just kind of like, at least you gave it a shot, at least you gave it a chance, right? But I feel like for you, and not to say that obviously you led it right into a relationship. I didn't lead my dating life into a relationship. Most of the people that I talked to, we were just talking and it just didn't lead to a relationship. So don't think that like, oh my god, she was boyfriend and girlfriend with all these people she talked to. No, like we were talking but it just led to nothing. But the thing is, I introduced them very quickly to my friends. I introduced, even just at a talking stage, like I was very open to introducing them to, my friends, my anybody that was close to me. And then it's like, all right, now they're gone because they're just not my fit. So with Demi, you're a little more cautious, you're a little more laid back. Like you experience dating on your own private life. I feel like you don't really talk about it until it feels right for you.
100%.
Yeah.
Nah, there's no reason to like bring up like false like hope. You get me? Like you got to make sure it's like good for you first before you like bring it out to
Yeah.
like everybody.
And I agree with that. I feel like that's something I'm learning now. Like even taking my time with this guy. I didn't really want you guys to meet him yet, and not in that way, but it happened. So I was like, I'm not gonna be rude and like be like, let's go. Like, I don't want you to meet. That's a little rude. So, but yeah, I haven't brought him around yet because I kind of wanna take into account what you always say to me, and like, yeah, I do rush that. I always like once I'm talking to someone, I'm like, yeah, come around, let's do this. We're gonna all do this. And I feel comfortable doing it because my friends are very welcoming and you guys are not like judgy. You guys are so respectful. So I appreciate that and it makes it comfortable for me to bring someone around, but now I'm taking my time to just be like, you know what, let me take a step back and kind of see where this goes first, if it's worth it, if it's not. Um, and so far so good. I mean, we've only been talking for like 2 months, me and this guy, but it's felt really great. Like it's very healthy, very all the things that I actually experienced in my past dating experiences with other men that didn't work out, I don't see at all in this guy. Like every red flag that I had with every other guy, like I haven't seen it in this guy.
You see,
So
there's
so
green
far
flags
so
in all men
good.
sometimes. Guys, give it a chance.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. And I also feel like communication is a big thing. So when you don't have communication with a person, that is already a red flag. It's
Hmm.
just like we can't even have a good conversation on our first date, dog. That's a
But you're
red
probably over
flag.
there nervous as hell, like
Yeah, I'm trying to get comfortable with the
you
uncomfortable
you over there
though.
shivering
Like,
and
you know
shit.
what I mean? I do shiver and my hands sweat so much.
Bro,
So
why
like,
over here? It's like crazy, bro.
yeah, my
Like,
hands
why, bro?
crazy sweaty. So I still put myself out there. I get comfortable with the uncomfortable. I get comfortable with people, like not to say that you're judging me, but I get comfortable with people telling me like you move on too quick. Yeah, I do. I
I've known you
do.
for 8 years. I'm gonna tell you what it
So
is.
it's just like, yeah, like some people know me very well. And it's like, at this point, I'm not afraid to say that. Like, yes, I've moved on pretty quickly from things. And this time around, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to take a step back. I still feel like it's a little bit moving on too quick or moving fast too quick because you guys already met him and I didn't really want you guys to meet him yet. But it is what it is. It kind of happened the way it has to happen. I feel like I can't control certain things and so it's going good so far. I'll let you guys know how it goes. My next podcast, if it if it comes up. I'm gonna bring him on a podcast actually. So he's I don't know, he's very inspiring and like he's inspired me a lot. And I feel like initially how I started this podcast is because I was like, I want to do the things that I've set my mind to. And watching him set his mind to so many things kept me wanting to, set my mind
Mhm.
to pursue what I wanted to. Because it's like if he's doing it for his career, for his goals, so can I, for the things that I always talk about that I never do. And it's going good so far. And I'm glad I have somebody here to like kind of also set me straight when it's like, girl, you're moving on too quick or you're moving fast.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to get it from me at least. I gotta tell
um,
you because you don't have like another guy friend to be like, yo, like
Facts, and some people like will be like, "Yo, you and Demi are still cool." Yeah, me and Demi are still cool.
I ain't gonna
Like,
lie. That's one thing I'm worried about.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I'm with. What if I find the one and I bring her around and I'll be like, yeah,
that's my
that's my
ex.
ex from high school though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's high school though.
That's an uncomfortable
Yeah, like
situation.
she'll be like, you what? You're still like
But like, we gotta get comfortable with it, because like we've been friends for so long, and dude, like what happened between us, like I feel like
just childish
for
shit.
yeah, for a moment it was like a big deal at the time, and then it was like, hey, how are you, how you been, and it's like we caught up, and I feel like this friend group which started last year is what really brought us to be friends. Like prior to that we were just like
Here,
acquaintances,
like here and there, like
like,
what's
hey,
up?
how are you, oh cool, and or if I saw him at a party, hey, what's up. But our friend group now is really what brought us to like be friends, and I feel like honestly we had to get comfortable with that uncomfortable in the beginning
But
because
yo, I feel like bro, like even all our friends know, like
yeah,
they
because
know like what's good. Like we're
yeah,
literally
yeah,
just chilling. Like everybody probably be like,
when
oh,
we first went
whatever.
on our first like friends trip to Florida.
What? How many people probably thought we were talking again?
No, but I remember
How
you.
many people probably thought?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember you were like, I wonder how many people are gonna like
I
be
don't
like,
give
oh,
a
are they
fuck.
back or something? And I was like, I mean, who the fuck cares? They're not really living in our shoes, Like we're having such a great time with our friends, and like we're great friends. Like we're so comfortable now being able to talk about things that might have seemed uncomfortable to some other people, but we're just cool. We're doing fucking great.
You fucking.
We're doing great, guys. Don't worry. We're still friends after, whatever the fuck happened, and
After
yeah.
you broke my heart.
Shut the fuck up, bro. Is there any other things that you want to touch on this topic? I feel like we ran through
Went through. We pinpointed like.
a lot of different things. I wanted him to talk. I do want you to talk a little bit more about you, and like maybe it doesn't have to be about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, but like I remember you mentioning a point right before we started the podcast about your sister, and like your mom and your sister have been here for several years in Dover, and she came from like nothing and ultimately went to Harvard. There was a lot of doubters, a lot of like people just kind of shitting on your sister and her goals, and she had to get comfortable with that uncomfortable having so many people like telling her she couldn't do it. And I want to know how that inspired you, like
So my sister is one strong like woman,
even
and
your mom
even my
too.
mom. But we're gonna get to her later. But my sister is in med school right now currently. Still has a couple of years left, actually a lot of years left. So, and every year is like difficult, research, experiments, all that. Like she's presenting to doctors and professors and making sure that all her research can explain what's going on. She has to basically like research and explain something that to someone that they don't know anything of. So she has to make someone that doesn't know what they're like she's researching understand, and that's hard. So
Oh shit.
she does that, and she takes all her exams. She's doing great in school right now, and
Yeah,
it's a
your
big,
sister
it's a
has a
big,
lot of discipline.
yeah, it's a big like mentally for her. Sometimes like she'll have a bad day, but like I'm here. I'm the brother that like she lives in Boston, so she's far from me. Like we barely see each other, but like the love is always there for her, and the way she motivates me is like, and the way she like we talk, and I just try and keep her in place, and she just really like gives me that kind of drive. Like I've seen her studying until 4 a.m. I've seen her fall asleep like on her textbook. I've seen her like cry because she didn't like get the exam like test what score she wanted and whatever. But to see her overcome all that stuff and to attend Harvard and then to go to Yale for 2 years to do research and then go to now Tufts is probably like one of the biggest
Good for
accomplishments
her.
for me, as well as watching her as a sibling, as a brother. And it really just keeps me going because it's to see her do it, like, and she is doing well right now. And the fact that she's going to be a doctor one day, going for an MD PhD, that's like the highest like you can go for.
Wow.
So she's in that program, and she's going to be there for a while. But I really just, the way she's determined, the way her brain doesn't get distracted from outside things, like she takes criticism very well, like constructive criticism, from her professors, and then she turns it around to like fix her assignment the way it should be.
Love it.
But
She's comfortable with the
oh,
uncomfortable.
she was always that way. She was flying like across the country at like 14
Wow.
and like by herself, and she left to Boston like 4 hours away. Like me, I'm a homebody. I like to stay close to home. Like my mama's boy, so and she kind of opened my eyes to like be uncomfortable with the like be
Being
comfortable
comfortable
with
with the
the uncomfortable.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my mom in the same aspect, came from Greece with nothing. All her family's still in Greece. Like we have no family here. She's she literally aspires me to like do whatever I can do because like she did it from nothing. She was waiting, she was walking from West Virginia. She was a server, and she'd walk all the way
Wow.
home, and she'd be like at foster like homes because she was an exchange student, so she'd live with like a random family for like whatever. But then she made it out. She raised me and my sister by herself, and then now she's very successful. She also got her degree from Harvard as well. And that's really the two women that keep me going in this like in this world, like to keep me doing better because I always see them excelling. My mom is still excelling, she keeps raising on the ladder, like she keeps going up. Like
Yeah.
she's not comfortable. Like my mom is not comfortable. She's not
Yeah.
satisfied. And that's one thing my mom would tell me, like a job won't give her this. She's like, sorry, I'm out.
Mhm.
Like my mom literally like looks for her like best interest in every situation that she goes to, and that's why like I always have her like tally in on my like situations. I always have her like give me some advice because we're in the same field, and it really like she'll tell me that I'm in a she even told me I'm in a better like position than she was at this age.
Mm-hmm.
So that means I'm in the good like steps of the way, you know.
Right. I was gonna say, like, it's so good that you have two successful women in your life kind of guiding you, and like being there to just watching them succeed is like so empowering because this pushes you. Like their energy, just watching them do their thing makes you want to do your thing. Like
Hmm.
you just want to keep going, pushing, leveling up. And that's always so good because when you have two people who are already so comfortable with the uncomfortable, you're like, what do I have to lose? You know, what do I have to lose that my parents or my siblings haven't already tried? And look at them now.
No, yeah, I mean that's the way like I've been trying to go is just take after them because like they just know what they're doing. You know, they
Yeah.
got their head on straight and they're ready to just like tackle the world. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like my mom got plans, my sister got plans. Like my sister just wants to help people, and that's like something that also takes my sister has like the best heart ever. Like no one can tell me otherwise. Like she's the purest like form of like happy and joy. Like
Yeah.
she has like her squeaky voice and she'll be running around like her lab like she uplifts everybody, and that's the energy that like I love to be around. Like my sister, like just always happy. Like all her friends, like they're all happy, you know. And it's just like good, you know. I also just like going like whenever I go see her, like she'll FaceTime me and like she'll be on FaceTime with one of her friends, you know. And like I'll like meet her friend, and like her friend will be like mad funny, and like it's just like I make connections with people that are even like becoming doctors, and it's just
Right,
like I
right.
can relate to like I may not relate to my sister as much, but I may relate to them more, and
Yeah,
it's just like
facts.
dope because I'm like, damn, like there's doctors that are like people like us, you know, like,
Hmm.
but my sister
They're
really
just still
just
people at the
yeah,
end of the
like
day.
she's on track to just help people, and I'm all for it, you
Yeah,
know, like she has the great heart, and I really see her being successful one day. So
yeah. Is your mic still on? Does it still have the blue light?
yeah,
Okay, perfect. Well, anything you want to end it off on? I feel like this was really good, honestly.
bada bing.
No, wait. We have to say our what we're grateful for and
Get a
shit.
fit real quick.
Um, this guy. Uh, I don't know. I kind of want to like give off another one more message for the public about getting comfortable with the uncomfortable.
The first step is always the hardest, you know. Just really, just once you put your first like planting foot down, the other steps like kind of follow, and you can't really just give up after that one step. You know, you may go back a couple steps, but you got to keep moving forward, and that's really everything in any situation you do. You know, whether it's work, basketball, anything really. Like you got to take constructive criticism like very well. You know, improve yourself. Take all like the advice you can get from other people that are in your like situations, and just you know excel to be great. You know, that's really the only thing you can do nowadays, and just mind your own business, stay in your lane, and just tunnel vision, get to that goal. And otherwise, if you're upset with what you're doing, you're probably not doing anything. So
Yeah.
like you can't be like hating on yourself when you're not even taking one step to improve yourself.
Yeah, I like that because the first step really is the hardest. I feel like even with when I started joining the gym, I was so uncomfortable going to the gym. Like, oh my god, everybody else here is fucking buff. They know what they're doing. They're going to see me try to fucking RDL and they're going to laugh. And I was so uncomfortable, but I was like, you know what? I have to get comfortable with this feeling. Like I have to get comfortable with the uncomfortable in terms of going there, putting on my headphones, and focusing on me, focusing on what I'm trying to accomplish, focusing on what am I gonna do to get there? Whether I look silly, whether I look fucking ridiculous, whatever the case is, if it doesn't matter, like go out there and just try it, do it. If that's something you've been wanting to do, for me, what I kept telling myself was I want that banging ass body. I want a summer body that like I'm gonna be proud of because I built it and I put in the work every single day to show up for myself. And I wanna feel comfortable in my body.
What's
So
your squat though?
actually,
What's your squat
believe it or
PR?
not, I actually barely squat. I hip thrust a lot. Do Bulgarian splits. I do RDLs. I stick to all of
So
those, but I
what's your
always
deadlift max?
I actually don't really deadlift a lot.
Oh my goodness. What do
But
you do for your legs?
like Romanian deadlift?
No, I'm talking straight deadlifts.
Okay.
Ugh,
Yeah, I
yeah.
barely do those. I actually wanted to get into them because I hear like that's a full body workout.
Yes, it's literally your whole body.
So I actually wanted to get into it, but my gym doesn't really have
Planet
three
Fitness,
three
judgment
barbells.
judgment free zone.
But I mean, fuck it. I wouldn't mind doing it on the Smith machines.
Nah, it's not as good.
It's not as
Nah.
good. Yeah, so I focus a lot on my hip thrust. My hip thrust PR is 220. And then I do like Romanian deadlifts. That when I do it on the Smith machine, I have 100. So it's the bar is originally 20 pounds, and then 45 and 45. That's what 90,
90.
100, 110, right?
Wait, so you have two plates on?
I have a plate on each side, a 45 plate on each side, so it's 90,
Yeah, and
80,
then what else do you
90,
have?
and then the 20 pound
Yeah,
barbell. So that's what 110
yeah,
or 100,
110.
110. So that's my Romanian deadlift PR, and then my squatting, it's like fucking 35
Oh, word. At least I
on each
squat
side.
more than you after.
So
Let's go.
it's
ACL recovery, baby.
with
I'm
my
back.
Bulgarian splits, I only do like a 45, or if I'm on the Smith machine, I'll do 25 and 25, 50, 60, 70, 70 pounds. But I feel so accomplished with the body that I've I don't know how to say it, cultivated, or the body that I've shaped myself into. I worked really hard, and I've been going consistently for a full year and a half now, and I'm very, very proud of myself.
Get to the gym, get off your lazy butt, real shit. Get that work in because you're not going to be upset. The gym just clears your mind, it
Really
gets you
does.
going. So, the only reason you're not losing weight, the only reason you're not gaining weight is because you're not going to the gym.
Mhm.
And I got to tell
Period.
myself that because,
Get uncomfortable with the
yeah,
uncomfortable. So many people in there are literally just chasing greatness, and like they're not looking at you, they're not judging you. And I used to think that all the time, oh, they're probably looking at me. They're there to help you. I've gotten other like people who are like, wow, you're doing great today, or dang, that's a lot of weight. Like there I've always heard like really affirming, great positive feedback from other people. I've never heard anybody, oh, look at her. Like, all the things that you keep telling yourself that people might do at the gym, they really don't. They really don't. They're so focused on them, and they're so focused on being great that if they are looking at you, it's because they're like, damn, she's going in or he's going in. You know what I mean? Um, One point that I wanted to leave off on was don't allow others' energy to dim your light or minimize your voice, which kind of piggybacks on what I was just saying about don't allow whatever other people might think about you learning how to Romanian deadlift affect you actually showing up for yourself. If you allow others' energies to dim your light or to minimize your voice or to stop you from showing up for yourself, then you're letting them win. And you need to do what's best for you. You need to focus on what you do best and learning how to be comfortable in the gym. It's everybody there is doing their own thing. They're all uncomfortable with themselves. They're not comfortable with their body. They're trying to chase something great. They're trying to change something about themselves. And so are you. So feel part of that family. Don't feel like you're, oh, I'm not like that person. No, stop comparing yourself. Stop allowing their energy to dim yours because you bring something special. You're here for a reason. And whatever you have to say, whatever you have to do, whatever you want to accomplish, go full force because they're not living your life. They're not in your head. You're in your head. You're in your way. So learn to not allow anybody to affect your light, to affect your energy. And another thing that I was going to say is whenever you do feel like that around people, like I was telling Dimi also before we started the podcast, I was like, I want to talk about a gathering that I was at where I was hanging out with some females, and like we were all quiet. Like we were on our phone at one point, and then we would talk, and then it would be quiet again. And I just felt like certain energy felt off, and if I allowed their energy, their like awkward or negative or you know sad energy affect me, I feel like I would have had such a miserable time at this gathering, but I didn't. I just stepped into, I literally said to myself, I was like, I feel a little uncomfortable. But then I was like, nah, like I can't allow this to make me feel uncomfortable, because if I do, then I'm not going to be my authentic self. And I need to embrace who I am. I need to be comfortable in my own skin. And if they're not comfortable around me, then I can't really change that. Like I can only be me, and they will only be them. She will only be her, and she will only be her, and she will only be her. And if we connect, we connect. And if we don't, then we realize, okay, maybe next time we won't do this again. Maybe we won't invite these people, or maybe I won't come, or this so and so, whatever.
But then you got to be uncomfortable. I mean, you got to be comfortable with the
And
uncomfortable.
I was, you know what I mean? I
Nah, but
stepped
then
into that comfort of being uncomfortable in their presence while I was uncomfortable, while everybody was on their phone and doing nothing, not even starting a conversation. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just be me. I'm gonna say whatever I want to say. I'm gonna put an input on what I want to put an input. I'm gonna start a conversation of nothing and see what it leads, if it leads into something. But I had to step into that uncomfortableness before I could really make a judgment on everybody, because I needed to. Sometimes people need. I feel like sometimes you need that like push of, you might be uncomfortable with someone, or you might not know how to talk to somebody or how to approach them,
wedgie.
but
I got a wedgie. That shit was riding crazy.
but that shit was riding crazy, he said.
Yo.
But yeah, like sometimes you have to like it when you step out of your comfort zone, you allow that person to feel a little more comfortable stepping out of theirs. So that's what I learned, from that gathering, that it's like, no, I still have to, I literally grounded myself. I was like, I'm gonna be myself. I'm not gonna change who I am. I'm not gonna allow their like low energy to kind of affect mine. Like maybe their low energy is only because they're like a little bit, like, whoa, I don't know how she might react if I say this, or they're a little bit thrown back. Sometimes you just being yourself and making everybody laugh, or making a joke, or making conversation allows them to start to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. That was a good message. I like that. Anything to add?
The only person that's in the way of greatness is yourself.
Facts. Yes, for real. Like really step out of your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is keeping you in like a jail, I should say. Like when you're so comfortable with everything around you, and you're afraid of learning something new, or failing, or um, building a new habit, or talking to new people, you're stopping your own growth. Like you are allowing you're not allowing new people, new experiences, new pain to shape you, to change you, to lead you to another level in your life, to bring you to a different awareness. Being open to that allows you to have so much self-development. You learn from so many different people. Like even reconnecting with you, I feel like, me being comfortable telling him about my love life, and him giving me advice, I'm like, yeah, there's things that I can pick off of this, that I definitely need to take into consideration and do different, because I already feel uncomfortable um having, these negative experiences with men. And when I shared it with him, I was like kind of stepping out of my comfort zone to learn something new, to take some new advice in. And I feel like same thing with you and I. Like whenever you have something to tell me, like I kind of just give my input, and you don't have to take my whole advice, you know. Some of us don't take everything that people or our friends tell us fully, but we take certain pieces and we instill them into our daily
It's just
life.
good to listen. It doesn't hurt to listen.
Yeah. Yeah, like, and that's what friends are for, like they're not here to hurt you, they're not here to judge you, they're here to like just tell you something about yourself that you didn't know before, or help you learn something new about yourself. So thanks, dude. All right,
Get to the
wait,
gym,
wait,
you fucking
wait,
fuckers.
wait.
What?
We have to say what we're grateful for. That's how we finish this podcast.
Ah, yo, I still got this wedgie. Hold on, let me get out of here. It's crazy. Ah, I got swamp ass.
Yikes.
All right.
All right. So I'll go first with mine, and then you go second, and then I'll go last. So I'm grateful for having you on this podcast. I feel like it's so good to be able to, one, reconnect, two, have somebody support me on something that I just started, and three, just being able to talk about some things that are very vulnerable, like talking about family, talking about past experiences, talking about each other. It's just good to have you on this podcast. Thank you for being here today.
You're very welcome. I'm thankful for my family, as you guys know. I'm a big family.
Okay. I'm grateful for stepping out of my comfort zone as well. I feel like every podcast I step out of my comfort zone, I share a little piece of me for you guys to understand me better. I feel like I also share a lot of my past and who I am to be able to inspire somebody else to just step into who you really are, step into your authentic self, accept who you are today because you are different every single day. You learn something new every single day. So to be able to be grateful for stepping out of my comfort zone allows me to learn something new and like being able to teach somebody something about me as well.
And then I'm thankful for another day. The sun sets and it's another opportunity to reset. So just get
I
to it.
like that.
And yeah, it's a quote. You see, I come prepared. Nah, but yeah, have a good day, everybody. Stay blessed and support your friends if they are doing something that you can help with. Share, like, subscribe, hit that follow button. Do what you got to
Yeah,
do.
what are your socials? Give them your socials so they can follow you.
You have them. You can throw them on
No,
there.
dog.
At Dimitri __ B3 on the Insta. Yeah.
What else? Snapchat? No.
Nah.
Twitter?
Nah.
No. YouTube?
Nah.
No. All right. Well, yeah.
Snapchat numbers out here, but I ain't giving my
Your
number.
number for all the ladies out there.
Nah, nah, nah.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching.